anyway. So that's who I would share with to make sure that like you have that fine line of who to share with that you're reaching for goals and who not to share with who you're reaching for goals. And so I'll say it one more time, just make sure that those people are the ones that are already trying to refer, I would share with. The ones not trying to refer, I wouldn't share your big goals with, because they might be excited for you and they might help you, but it's very rare, because if they already are triggered, and like Ashley said a little bit ago, if they're already triggered by a bad MLM experience or a bad mall experience that they were sold to, or who knows what, that's where they're going to go. And so you don't want to lose somebody like that. But I'm glad everybody's on tonight. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. And I put on our customer page about watching, and even on our chat, watching the microbiome video, right? Didn't I put that in there? Oh, okay. You're shaking your head. I was like, what? Okay. I was like, oh, I thought I did. Okay. So the microbiome video, I feel like it's underused. We don't realize how important gut health is. And just watching it even watching it again, it triggers things of like, oh, that stood out a little bit differently this time. And this stood out a little bit differently this time. But here's where I'm going with this. So every single person on here, I guarantee you've seen a post where it's like, oh man, I've been really struggling with my weight. What exercise programs would you recommend? Or, hey, I've been so sick, I'm struggling with this. And people are posting stuff, right? They're literally posting how bad they feel, or it's giving you an in. When you see something like that, what would be your reach out? And I want to hear all kinds of examples, and then I'm going to chime in too. If you see a post that somebody is struggling, what would you do?
What did you say your example was?
So for instance, like maybe they're shaming themselves on their weight, or maybe they are struggling with X, Y, and Z, or maybe they want to feel younger, or their skin is not looking so great, or I mean, it could be anything.
Okay. I think I don't know that, and maybe, I don't know if this is right or wrong, honestly, but I would almost go more for private messaging them and saying, hey, I would really love to help you. I've, recently been doing a lot of information, or learning a lot of information about gut health and how it affects our entire health system. And I would just probably start with it that way. But I think I tend to veer more towards the private messaging, because I feel like you can be a little bit more one-to-one with them.
Yep. Okay, I'm going to narrow it down so then everybody has at least a topic, and so it's not so broad. Okay, so I'm posting and I'm like, I'm struggling with weight loss. What would be your response?
Kind of like Julia, I would definitely private message.
Oh, we lost her for a second.
But
oh, there
am
you
I
go.
there? Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
It depends on where I. Yeah. So, anyways, I would private message them and probably find out a little more pain points, and then find out if they have kids, and use like what you talk about. How would you feel if your daughter felt like that, before just throwing on Plexus to them, or throwing up on Plexus to them, and just trying to get them to talk, kind of like Julia said, just kind of talk to them and go from there.
I also like to ask people about what their goals are. Like, I like to try to dig in and find out what exactly it is that they're wanting to achieve, because maybe they say weight loss, but maybe it's because they just feel constantly bloated, or maybe it's, so I really try to dig into what specifics they're looking for. And that helps me too, because it kind of makes my mind start ticking as to what type of things can help them.
Hannah, is everything okay? I see lights.
No, I was going to say, please be praying. They just brought an ambulance into my neighbor's house, so I'm not sure what's happening.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay. Well, let's just stop and pray. All right, dear God, we'd like to pray for whatever situation is going on right now by Hannah's home, Lord, and her neighbor. You know what's going on, Lord, and you know, and you're in this moment. We just pray that you comfort and give this family peace. Let them know that you're there in every walk and every journey they're about to take moving forward in this situation, Lord. And just, we know that you're going to take care of it. And we just pray for the family in Jesus' name. Amen. Oh, keep us posted. I didn't even
I
looking
will,
at
thank
the
you.
notes. Oh man. Okay. All right. Struggling with weight loss. What other responses really quick? Anybody? And some of y'all are new, so it's totally fine. If you're like, I have no idea what I would say to that person.
To be completely honest with you, I mean, I know I have struggled with promoting weight loss
Mm-hmm.
because I just today
Mhm.
had somebody quit. She's been with me for a couple months, but she has quit completely, canceled everything. And it's because the scale hasn't moved. And it's like, I told you that's not it, but everybody's so focused on weight loss. And it's like, we're really not a weight loss company. We are a gut health company. You've got, once you get all that stuff, because to be completely honest with you, I haven't lost weight either, but I'm a lot healthier.
Mhm.
And, doctors would rather see you healthier than skinny unhealthy,
Right.
but I honestly have kind of veered away more from the weight loss thing because I feel like I'm giving people false hope.
Mm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think it's how it's directed, because you're going to have people like Cindy and other people that lose tons of weight. And again, you have everybody's so different, right? I didn't lose much on the scale, but I lost a lot more in like my face, everything else. And I think people forget about those things, that it is a weight loss if it's visible. I don't like a scale. I really just don't like, I scales lie half the time, but I still believe, I mean, 90% of people that do take Plexus or try Plexus tend to lose weight. And so as much as I usually, how I do it is I'm like, hey, let's start you on the triplex or the active ease, and like the depuff that we're doing right now. And I'm like, once we get your gut in balance, most times you'll see a lot of weight loss happen because your gut is in balance. Now, don't get me wrong, you can't do that and then go eat a donut, and you can't go do that and then eat, all this stuff and junk that you're going to continue to eat, because if that happens, this is just going in the trash. You're wasting your money. And so when I find people like Shara, like what you were saying on those, like people just dropping off because they aren't seeing results, I dig deeper. Like, okay, tell me what you're eating in a day, because I'm the trainer. You're their coach. You are, and I know you've probably done this. I'm just giving everybody else an idea. You're their coach. And so they came to you to be their trainer, and they want you to be real with them. They want you to tell them what they need to hear, because I would much rather have a doctor tell me what I need to hear than sugarcoat and say, here's some more medication. There you go away. Or here's another surgery here. This is your new life. No, I want to know, like, no, Cassie, you need to eat better. Cassie, you need to stay away from processed foods. Cassie, okay, can you send me what you ate yesterday? Let's get an idea of what your last 3 days are. Let's go ahead and do a food journal and start tracking your at least 3 days worth of food and water, and come back to me. Are you willing to do that? Are you open to doing that so that we can get you the results that you were wanting? Because I know that when you came to me, and I'll just say Shara, when you came to me, Shara, you said that you wanted to be able to play with your little girl more. You wanted to do XYZ. Is that still something you want to do? I know I'm hitting those pain points, but trust me, people are looking for people that are going to hit those pain points, or they wouldn't be stressing or trying and posting and looking for results. And so if you can hit those pain points, those people are going to stay if they see those results, and they see that you're digging deep, willing to help them and willing to get them the results that they need. So if you haven't done that, work on that. But if you guys ever have that, like, Don't be like, oh, I'm so sorry it didn't work. They came to you, not Susie over here and Jennifer over here and everything. They came to you. So be that trainer, be that coach they need before they find somebody else to do that for them. They wanted you to do it for them. They might not tell you that, but they really deep down want to hear the stuff they need to hear. Okay. So I'm gonna give you some ideas of if I'm posting about weight loss or like, I mean, for me, I'm seeing a lot more sickness, a lot more stomach flu, things like that. What I would say is, friend, I know how miserable that feels. Are you open to hearing what has helped me? That's one example. Like, friend, you feel, felt, found. That's the best F's out there. Feel, felt, found. So friend, you could have been like, friend, I know how miserable that feels. Are you open to seeing what has helped me? So that's one idea. Or like, hey girl, or well, you can do hey, whatever, or friend. I usually say friend more now. I saw your recent comment about your stomach hurting. Tell me what's going on. So kind of like what Julia did. We're not bringing up plexus yet. We're not doing anything yet. It's, are you open to hearing, or tell me what's going on? Like, I want to know more. You kind of dig deep. So once you get into those, let's say I'm like, oh man, girl, like, man, I'm just so bloated. Everything that I eat is just causing me to have horrible gas. And I can't even button my pants. And it's horrible. Like, I'm just trying to figure out what in the world's going on. My stomach hurts so bad. And be like, oh girl, are you open to hearing more about how long have you dealt with that? I mean, you can go a little bit deeper. Like, how long have you dealt with that? Leave it at that. Oh man, it's been 6 months. Oh man, what have you tried? Oh man, I've tried Miralax. I've tried blah, 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 right? Well, are you open to hearing a little bit more what's helped me and my family? So you see how I didn't bring up plexus yet. Like I'm getting those micro commitments of, okay, tell me what's going on. Man, how long have you dealt with that? Okay, are you open to hearing what's helped me? So those are 3 things. So when you start seeing, I can guarantee every single person on here could probably reach out to at least 3 people that have posted, or somebody hurting right now, and you could send them a message like this right now. Guarantee it. Like, raise your hand if you've seen somebody and you're like, man, I haven't talked to them yet. I know I have. I just saw one today and I haven't got to her yet. So feel, felt, found. Next would be, I can give tons of ideas. Let me give some more. I wrote several down. Oh, these are different. But anyway, okay, does that make sense on that? And I'm going to pull up some more. Why? Do y'all have any questions on that? Or are you good on that?
I don't have any questions. I was going to make a comment though about how even people, when you start, I guess, holding them accountable, sometimes like they don't realize how much you are going to hold them accountable. Like, you know what I mean? And they don't, when they're asking for it, sometimes I don't know that they realize what they're asking for. But it's not a bad thing, because that's what they need in order to make that change. There's been a couple people that I know that are just like that in general, that have been like, I didn't think you would message me every day, or I didn't think you'd message me every week. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm here for. But I think that shows your sincerity to helping them feel better too. So that's also the thing. Don't let their like when you're touching base with them, you are trying to make sure that you're trying to continue to hold them accountable. Don't allow their kind of, I don't know that I want to say wishy-washy, but like they may not really realize, or maybe not really want to be that committed, but don't let that hold you back from still trying to keep them accountable to what they said they want. Because in the end, and once they accomplish some of those goals, they will be very grateful for that. But sometimes, none of us like change, and when we have somebody that kind of helps to hone us and to help get us to those points, we become very grateful for them on hindsight of it.
Mhm.
So just gonna throw that out there too.
Oh yeah, hands down. And the big thing is setting that expectation up at the beginning too. And if you haven't, that's okay. This is where we can go back and you can ask those things like, hey, when you signed up, I want to be that extra person for you. And you kind of do that. But in the beginning, let me show you this. This customer file is on our business page and I follow it to a T the best I can. So it even is like basic ideas of how to get people started. And this helps with a lot of this. It's like, I will do my part. I need you to do your part, Julia. Set up that expectation, let them know this is a lifestyle change. It's not a Plexus is a miracle thing. It's not going to fix everything overnight. You're going to have to set up certain things and get your water in and everything else. Are you up for that? And this really breaks that down, like set up that expectation up at first. And when you check in, say, hey, I'm going to check in with you often. I'm going to check in to make sure you're getting what you need. Are you up for that? And kind of going that route. Questions to ask as they're going, like, has your energy improved? How's your quality of sleep? What little things? And if you don't have, and we talked about this on the last call too, but that live it, love it, track it sheet, it's a really great one to send out for any of your brand new people. But these slow things of like the role playing, like how's your first week? Like be specific. Like when people are signing up, like Julia, you're signing up and I know that you're wanting to work on your tummy, you're bloating, and I don't know, you want to play with your kids more, like those little pain points. I'm going to ask those pain points as we go, because when Julia wants to check out, like Shara had with her girl earlier, I'm going to hit those pain points like, oh man, did something change? Did you already hit the things that you wanted to and be able to be with your girls more or XYZ? Like what changed? And go that route. And you can go that way too. But like first week, like, hey, or right when as they sign up, like, hey, Shauna, I'm so pumped for you to start on your Plexus journey. I'm sending a dosage chart and a short video. So if you don't know the video, that's the Brooke Hemingway video. And I absolutely love it. It's what to expect with Plexus. And help you get started. This guide this is a guide, but everyone is different. Please keep in close contact with me and I will do the same with you to see how you're feeling and what changes you notice along the way. Did you receive your products in the mail? And anyway, it goes on. So this is really, it's my go-to. Anytime that I feel like I'm hung up and I can't remember, I'm like, okay, wait, let me go back to this and I can get this going. It even talks about Plexus perks. Like, hey, I didn't know, Alexis, did you know that when you signed up, you got $25 worth of Plexus perks? It's about time to redeem those and kind of things like that. So question is, does everybody know where to find that? And are you using that? No?
I was just fixing to ask you, where is that?
It's in the files on the Faithinator page.
Oh, I was going to my Plexus
Oh, no.
back office. I was like, where's that at?
No.
Oh.
So in our business page under files.
Okay.
Okay. No worries. So that is a great spot because then you can go there and I literally have it up on a tab all the time because I go to it that often so that I can be like, okay, it looks like this is, Cindy's week, 3. Let's touch on the things that are week 3. And it might be like, okay, Cindy, it's been about 3 weeks. How's your sugar cravings? How are you feeling right now? What's going on? Give me a little feedback. Anything like that is going to be key to keep that conversation going and set up that expectation at the beginning. Like, all right, Cindy, I'm checking in on you. Here's the steps. And then yes, I will type in, you probably want the examples of that, but I will also type in some of the examples of like, if I post about weight loss or if I post about hydrate or if I'm posting about, we have the stomach flu in our house or whatnot, like, oh girl, we just had that pass through our house too. It hasn't, but would you be willing or would you be open to hearing about what helped our family? Boom. Yeah. If my family was sick, about girl, tell me whatever you got, I'm ready. So I'll post a lot of those examples there. What else was I going to do? How confident do you feel with that verbiage? If you saw somebody post right now about a struggle that you feel like you could say, or I'm just going to ask Cindy, if I'm posting that I'm sick, how would you reach out to me? And we all should know our business is like 90% reach outs. I would ask what specific things are going on. Like, hey girl, tell me what's going on. Yeah. Okay. Ashley, are you free? No. Tony, are you free? Hey, your fan worked great. Thank you for that.
Well, good. I've been kind of listening to this, and I had my son FaceTime us too about some news, so I had to be listening to both.
Oh, hey, that's okay. Multitasking. So pretty much all it is, if I post a struggle, like let's say we've been sick in our home and I'm like, oh my gosh, stomach flu's in our house and we're just feeling horrible. Please pray for us. It is a perfect in to have a conversation. So what would you do if I posted that? How would you reach out to me? And if you have ideas, I'd like to hear them. Unless you're still FaceTiming your son, that's different.
No, I'm learning. I'm sorry. I don't have an answer for you.
You're okay. Okay, well, I'll give you an answer. So there's two ways you can do with it. Now I'm getting hot down here. Is like, I'll just say I'm reaching out to you, Tony. Like, oh man, Tony, what is going on? And you're like, man, we've had the stomach bug for 3 days now, and hopefully it's going to pass soon. Like, would you be open to hearing more about what's helped our family or what I know that's helped Cassie's family? Like, if it didn't specifically help you yet, you can say somebody else like, hey, I came across something from Shara. Would you be open to hearing what helped Shara and her family, and deal with, let's say it's IBS or Crohn's or whatever. Like, I know somebody specifically, would you be open to hearing about what's helped her? And I haven't even touched Plexus yet. It's mainly opening up the door. So, because right now the door is cracked when they make a post like that. Nobody makes a post without trying to find an answer. And so that door is cracked. And the thing is when we reach out specifically and touch and have those key points, that's when, yes, our business grows. It just does, because we all know conversation leads to more conversation, and it leads to being able to possibly help somebody with whatever they're going through. And so when we reach out, it's like a small open door. It opens up a little bit more like, hey, would you be willing? Now it's up to them if they decide to open it completely. So, Julie, do you have something?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
On that. So I haven't ever used that verbiage necessarily, in the sense of, would you be open to hearing about it?
Yeah.
I typically, after I dig and ask them questions, like specifically, I just normally will go into, because in my head, I think of it as like a referral, you know what I mean? Which it is basically.
Yeah.
And so whenever you think about, if I'm referring somebody to use a pair of shoes, like, you don't ask them, would you be interested in knowing what kind of shoes I wear? I just typically tell them. Maybe that's just my personality.
Well,
but I don't know. Do they think that there's a key to the verbiage that is used? Is that what it is?
yeah. So this verbiage we got from Genevieve today, and I cannot wait for y'all to be trained by her. I realize most of y'all don't even know her, and she is like the top dog in Plexus. She came from other companies in top recruiting, top sales, top everything. And so Plexus swooped her up, and now she's like top sales chief executive. I can't even remember her title because she keeps going higher. But if you don't follow her on Instagram, I highly recommend it, because she's like the selling mama. She's going to tell you exactly what you need to hear. And what steers people away from MLMs or network marketing or any of that is the words and the verbiage. And so if we can learn from her, highly recommend trying that. But again, everybody's so different. Like, I'm going to say, hey girl, or hey friend, where some people in other network marketings are like, never say, hey girl. Well, that's just me. I will always probably do that. And so like Julia, if people know that you're straightforward and it's still working, then still try that. But every now and then see and try this and kind of see if this works for you a little bit better, to be like, hey, would you be open to hearing, what's helped Cassie and her family? I mean, by now
Yeah.
people know you're doing Plexus. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Right. The other thing I was thinking too, along those lines, is it may also be more apt to be appropriate to be used with somebody that I'm not in that close of contact with. Like
Right.
if it's more of an acquaintance or something
Correct.
versus somebody who's very close to me. So that would make
Right.
sense.
Yeah. Cause like if it was you, Julia, I would have been like, all right, girl, I've been telling you for 6 years, which I did, you got to try this triplex. Come on now. So it is different, but I feel like if I just met people at the campground and they all were from Wichita and all this thing, that's a whole nother story. But Plexus came up a little bit, but now we're going to be Facebook friends and stuff. And so those are acquaintances like, hey, would you be willing, this was so great to talk to you this weekend. I had a blast. I know that you said you were struggling with this. Would you be open to hearing about what's helped our family with that situation? I don't know her. Like I literally just met that whole group. And so that's completely different for sure. Okay. So our goal now is to find, this is why I'm doing a 48-hour challenge for all of us, is to find somebody that's struggling. We have the microbiome video that is underutilized. You're not going to send that right away. It is the same conversation like, oh my gosh, Shara, how long have you been dealing with that? Or, oh my gosh, Shara, my friend Cass, or would you be open to hearing a little bit more of what's helped our family? And then I'm gonna be like, sure, great. Tell, what do you got? I'm like, okay, do you have a second to watch a video? Sure. How long is it? Like 2 minutes. Okay, here you go. And then we're gonna send the microbiome video. Y'all, this camping brain, I'm still trying to whew. I got too relaxed, I think, which was great. But send the microbiome video and then touch base 5-10 minutes later, like, oh my gosh, what did anything stand out to you? And then just start those key points. You never know where it's going to lead, but you never know where it's going to lead if we don't do anything, we don't go into action. Because if we stay where we're at and we stay calm and be like, oh, convention's next week, I'm going to just start ramping up my stuff after convention. Once we find out everything and once we have all the things that we need, no, because it's much better to start with something than starting from zero when convention happens. And once you're, once everything is plugged in and everything, now you're ready when there's only 10 days left of the month. Like it's much better to start now, start conversation.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Dude, that terrified me.
I'm having trouble.
Did y'all see me jump? Holy moly. I'm going to have to watch the recording on that one. Whew. Okay. Daggum Siri, stop it. Could you imagine if I was like Shara wears hers to sleep and I haven't figured that out. And I can only imagine if it went off in the middle of the night and I had a dream. I just saying, all right. Oh, that was so funny. Okay. So where I was going with was, you want to get into action now? I didn't say her name. And so that next week, when convention's here, you're not like, oh man, I should have done all these things before convention because now I'm starting at zero and ground zero. No, start getting into conversation now. And I mean, even if you want to ramp it up, I could even say, write down a list of 20 people and see if you can hit 20 people in the next 48 hours, like not just 20 people, but you want to make it authentic. Don't send the same thing to every 20 people. You really want, because people are going to know. And so I might be like, Ashley, oh my gosh, I just saw your post. Would you be open to hearing about what's helped our family? Boom. And you know what, if you get what I say ghosted, you have to think half the time, people are camping and they don't have service. And if they see your message, it might be because their watch saw it and looked at it and whatever. So never assume somebody ghosted you to an assumption of bad. Most of the times it is I accidentally saw it. My kid accidentally saw it. Oh my gosh, I saw it and I hadn't gotten back. Forgive me. Always follow up, always touch base, because that is where it's at, is in the follow-up. And I always tell people about the analogy of the waitress. Like if you're the waitress walking around, she's going to keep checking to see if you want coffee. And there might probably be a chance that I want coffee on her third round that she comes around, but maybe not on the first. So always keep touching base. And yes, people are always busy. Okay, I'm going to open it up. Do y'all have any questions on anything? Like anything? If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm dealing with this, or, you know, I would love training on this. What do I do? I'm going to be quiet for a minute. I want y'all to think, what questions do you might have? So.
I was curious what you're talking about when you said that. So when you're talking about reaching out to 20 people,
Mhm.
are you just talking about like randomly? What do you want us to tell them? What
No,
things do you
so
want us to say?
you're gonna have to really pray about it and figure out, like, who do I know that's struggling right now? Who that I know has said no, or who that I know I just saw a post. Like, I bet all of us could probably come up with more than one person. That's why I was like 20. Because then that just moves the needle. You're moving a little bit more than just one person before convention.
So
And
you're-
yes, this is products. Usually lately we've been pushing business. Don't get me wrong, but just for this time, let's try to get people feeling better for a few days and work that way, so that we're talking about the microbiome and how important that is. And there must be a reason why Genevieve said for us to do this, because she was really pushing us to send this video to a lot of people. So I don't know what's coming at convention. I actually find out tomorrow. So I will be excited about that. It's another perk about being a Jewel, is you find out ahead of time. So y'all better be Jewels tomorrow with me, okay? Because then I can't hold secrets, and I don't like secrets. So, okay, what other questions you got? Hi, Patricia. Oh, look at her multitasking. Goodness. I love it.
So when you say 20 people, you're talking about 20 new people,
Yeah.
or like follow-up people that have been interested and just haven't purchased yet?
Those would count too. Those would count too.
Okay.
You just want 20 conversations, not somebody you already have, but 20 conversations going.
Okay.
So, and try to send that video, the microbiome video.
Okay. Is there something like else we should be doing prior to convention? I mean, other than our regular like IPA stuff, like just
Right.
touching base with people and stuff, is there something you would suggest that would be really good? I've seen a couple people post. Now, I will tell you, I haven't been on Facebook hardly at all over the
Good
last
for
2 weeks. I
you.
mean, basically, I'm getting on at night because we're just running through the day, but also because we have terrible reception here.
Mm.
So I've had a hard time getting on at all. I'm actually shocked that my internet's done so well with this
Oh.
call. But so I've seen a couple people post something about doing like there's like new product being released type comments or messages.
Yes. So what I would do, there are two things that in the next few days I would do, but maybe like today, like in like 2 or 3 days, do it. And I'll get to that. But right now, I think more is conversation, gratitude, like showing like relationship giving. Like, oh man, Cindy, I'm so grateful that you're here on this team. I mean, that's totally different, but like start conversation with people outside of your team. And just be grateful for their relationship, or say, hey, how's your summer? What are you doing? Are you going to Florida I feel like everybody's going to Florida but me, or whatever. Literally. But just start conversation and start having those little things the next few days, plus the microbiome. And then I will say, what's today? I don't even know what today, Tuesday. It is Tuesday because it's team call. I would probably say Thursday, Friday. I'd be like, okay, next week I'm going to convention and I hear a new product, a whole new system is launching. Would you like to be the first to know the moment that I find out? It's an open door. Again, they can open it or they can close it and say, no, I'm good. Or yeah, actually, yeah, go ahead and just keep me in the loop. And so those are the things you'll want to do come Thursday, Friday, is start that conversation of, hey, I'm hearing chatter of something big coming. Would you like to be on my VIP list to be able to know or be the first one to know before it even launches.
Okay.
Things like
And
that.
then also my other question, I have that thread that has a bunch of product
Oh,
takers
correct.
on it. Is that something I can just send out on there and just say, hey guys, just wanted to let you know, like,
Yep.
do I need to individually message each of them?
So here's my thing. How do you feel when you get an individual message versus a group message?
More personalized.
So I like the group one because you can still send it there, but then to the ones you really want conversation with, I would send a personal. Because, I know for me, when Carissa sends a personal one versus all the big ones that I get every now and then, it just feels a little bit more intentional and a little bit more authentic. Not that she wasn't prior, but it was like, hey, I really hope I see your face tomorrow. Like, oh, okay, I'll be there, or whatever. Those group messages are good, and I would highly recommend still doing them. But for big things like this, I would do a little bit more personal. And you could even just get it to where, because you don't want too many dinging and then people leave too. So you could even just say like, hey, something big's coming. I'm going to reach out to some of y'all too, but heart this if you want to be the first one to know, because then they just have to heart it. And there's not a lot of tons of notifications going off for that too. What other questions we got? So let's back up for a second to recap. So like today, tomorrow, we're gonna do microbiome video, sending that out, starting conversation, but also starting conversation of like, how's your summer? What's going on, friend? It's been a long time, like get in conversation. And even for people like some of y'all might have, well, 3 of us will, we call them white lines, and that's people that haven't ordered in months or years. And this is where good conversation starts. Don't bring up Plexus right now. Maybe Thursday, Friday, but you don't want to do a bait and switch, like start conversation, things like that, and get that going. And then maybe even if you don't get good conversation, lead into that closer to when you're at convention, like, oh my gosh, I just found out this, blah, blah, blah. Yes, I will. And I did in the silver chat too, but I'll post it. Okay. What other question? And then so the next thing is like Thursday, Friday, or if not this weekend, if you work on the weekend, then that's when like, okay, convention's coming. I'm going to be there in person, or I'm going to be watching online. I hear something big is coming. Would you like me to put you on my VIP list, or would you like me to reach out to you the moment that I find out what it is? Things like that.
Can you put the wording that you said either in the chat or in our thread
For which
for
one?
reaching out?
Oh, yes. I will.
About the post.
Yep.
When you see somebody's post.
Yep. I'll do that. I'll do that right after this. What other questions do y'all have? And no questions are dumb. I mean, I'm serious. Ask away.
Is there a certain microbiome video that we're sending out?
Yes. So Plexus has one, and it's just microbiome. So if you go on YouTube, I'll post it too, but it's not triplex. It's not, I mean, you can do that. I even like the Jim Logan one. That's one of my favorites. But we're just talking microbiome because it really connects the dots of gut health and how everything works together that way. So we're going to do the microbiome one. Then you can lead into triplex if the conversation keeps going. Okay, y'all are quiet. So next thing, how is everybody's month going so far? Thank you, Shara. She put it in the chat. How is everybody's month going? Month is going so far. It's the 14th. So that's about the middle of the month. So right now you might be doubting yourself that you're not going to hit your goals and you're not going to XYZ. That's Satan. That is Satan telling you lies. So don't ever think that. It's the middle of the month. This is the time where you should be believing the best, because things are going to happen huge. June is usually a huge rank up month. July is even the bigger rank up month because of everything you were doing prior. And so do not ever stop. So how are you feeling? How are your goals going? Do graphics help you with like checking off how many more orders you need to hit certain ranks or whatever? Talk to me.
I personally like the graphics because it gives me something to check off. I
Mhm.
just can't post mine yet because I haven't hit my first little check off.
That's okay.
But yep, that's okay. I will.
Yep.
But I like that personally because I'm a visual person. I like to write stuff down. I like to keep it, and it's fun to go, oh yes, I got another order. Check it off.
Mhm.
You know, just to see the progress.
Mm-hmm. Julia, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at my PV because I hadn't logged on to that since, well, I did log on yesterday, but no.
You're good.
It's going okay. I've been trying my hardest to try to work on it while I'm on vacation, but it is very challenging. So I have been reaching out to people sporadically this week. It's not as much as I had hoped to be accomplishing while I was doing it, but that's okay because I mean, it is vacation and that's what I'm
Yep.
supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah.
So, but I'm hoping tomorrow we'll be on the road most of the day, and then we'll be back in town by the way, we'll be in Springfield on Saturday what is tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Thursday, probably Thursday morning sometime.
Okay.
So I'll text you. And
Let me
you
know.
Okay.
Because I have hair
Um,
appointment that day. So,
Okay.
but
Um,
just let me know when, and I'll hopefully it'll be done. If not, I'll give you the code to my house and you can raid my closet. It's fine.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I had hoped to be a little bit more effective this week, but that's okay. It's just what it is. So
Mhm.
we'll get there.
Yep.
Um,
And I feel like sometimes those refreshers, like, me going to camp and stuff, it just rejuvenates you. Like, even if you can't work for a few days, it honestly makes your work double when you come back because you're like way more excited. You're way more
Yeah.
geared up. You're ready, like to go. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's good.
I think one of my biggest not disappointments, I don't want to think of it as a disappointment, but I get frustrated because I want to help my team. And I'm like, I just feel completely MIA.
Oh.
So sorry, Cindy. I'm trying, but I'll be back tomorrow.
You're okay. But it's a good leadership role too, because it shows that you also have, I mean, we have vacation. We're supposed to have vacation. We're supposed to do those things. And the difference with this is that you can work anytime and anywhere and all of that. And it's a beauty of it, but it also can be, you have to almost discipline yourself enough to really be like, okay, I'm on vacation. I'm going to take a few days off, or I'm going to like check in just a little bit here and there, but not be fully in. So
It's definitely been a good balance. Like I feel like I've been balancing it appropriately for
Good.
being on vacation, not just with my own family, but with some friends too. So that is
Yeah.
something you got, that pulls a little bit more too. So I think it's done well.
good.
Thank
See,
you, Cindy.
look at exactly. She's like, you're not letting us down. Stop it. You're fine. And we've got all the threads. So that's why I like the threads, is because like if your team needs something, we're all there to help. Like we're all one team. So
For me, so I just got back from vacation, and I mean, I took a vacation. I checked in like maybe 3 days the whole week. And when I would start to feel guilty or whatever, I would just stop that lie and be like, no, Satan. And I'm like, thank you, Lord, for bringing this into my life where I can be fully present with my family. And especially with my oldest daughter, she hadn't been able to go on a family vacation in 2 years. So I wasn't going to miss time with her for any reason. And so it was just a huge blessing just to have the threads and to be able to check in just off and on. And like Cassie was saying, I think it's just such a good example to show your team that it's a possibility. Like this is another beautiful reward that we get from doing this gift of Plexus.
Amen to that. Amen. And it's definitely something that Genevieve has really instilled with our group that I'm in, of like, you guys, I told you 2 consecutive days off, like off, no, like trying to do team calls and things like that. She's like, I want you off because what you do, your team does. And so they need to see that you're enjoying your vacation, you're enjoying your time away and things of that nature. So it was a good reminder.
I will say it's a good thing it was this vacation and not our vacation last year, which was Disney, because there would have
Oh.
been no way. Like it would have been so gone all week.
Oh
10
man.
days. That would have been a long time. Actually, it was
Yeah.
13, but still.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's good.
That's okay.
So,
Well, enjoy
Plus,
that. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, plus Julia, you're a good leader that they're gonna be able to survive. And that's what we should be doing ourselves as leaders is we should be able to lead our team to be able to do it without us or
Exactly.
know where to go because you need those vacations.
Mhm.
So I think you're a good enough leader that they already know that. And they're like firing up in that thread that, go back and read. Go back and read when you get time. They are on fire.
Yep.
well,
I
thank
agree.
you.
And I mean, that's why John Maxwell says it best. Like, you're supposed to give your new person all the nuggets, like any new job. Okay, here's the manual. All right, I'm going to teach you all the manual. I'm going to tell you what to do. And then it's your turn. And so if you're teaching your team that, then you shouldn't have your hands all the time in as much. And it should be trickling down from there on. Yes, you might have to touch back here and there. And that's something that I've learned more of like, I'm such a helper that I tend to be like, okay, here's the help center. Nope, here's it. And I'm like, I've got to get better and be like, hey, have you checked this? Have you looked here? Have you XYZ? Because if I keep doing it for them, they're never going to learn the back office. They're never going to learn any of that. If I keep showing them, I'm not helping them. And so that was a huge thing for me. So, but I will say I've gotten better when somebody's about senior, silver, gold. Pretty much gold is where I kind of hands off as much, just if that makes sense. And y'all are all about to, have your teams do this. You're going to get to where you teach them. Same thing. You kind of want to have a little hands off when you start seeing their gold. They should know kind of a little bit. I mean, they're not going to know everything. Don't get me wrong, but they should know where to look for things. And you're not always answering everything if they're gold. So that's kind of like my go-to. If they're gold, they don't need as much help as somebody that's silver. That's a huge difference. So what other questions y'all have?
I don't have a question, but I have an update on what we prayed about here. So his oxygen was dropping down in the 60s. But when they got there, they gave him oxygen and it did respond. So they're just taking him to the hospital, try to figure that out.
Oh, good.
Praise the Lord, he's still alive, because when they put him in the ambulance and didn't leave, they turned the lights off and were there a long time, and then everybody went out. So I was like, oh no. So it's a good thing.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad he's doing good. And he's heading to the hospital to figure out what's kind of going on more,
Yes.
Thank you for that update.
Thank you for praying.
Yeah.
No.
Time.
I love our team that will just stop and pray. I just love it.
Yeah. Me too. And I keep praying for good, more godly people. But then it's like, we had a sermon the other day and I'm like, but how am I going to reach the lost if, like, yes, I want a God-filled team. Trust me. But I also we're here to reach the lost too. And it's like, all right, who can we help bring closer to God on our team? Like, oh my gosh, I would love that. I had a vision. There's a girl that I follow and it's like the real, I forgot her anyway. But she does retreats and they do like baptisms and it's like a retreat where they're all just praise, worship, all of that. And I'm like, how fun would that be to do one of those to where we are literally baptizing people that are just coming to know God and just everything. I just think that would be powerful. So anyway. Okay. Y'all, anything, like it can be, okay, Cassie, how am I going to hit gold this month? Tell me what else I need to do. Or, hey, Cassie, I mean, anything right now. We have like 5 minutes. And if not, we'll end early. I mean, I'm really excited. In a few days, I'll see all of y'all's faces. Most of y'all. Okay, go ahead, Shara.
Are we still able to clear people?
Yes. And there is a form now. I mean, there's always been one, but I'll send you the form and you can do it all online.
We'll see. But
Oh.
I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, yes, we can.
I had someone fill it out and she's one that got pretty upset. Like, you included me in the email. And she is still showing up in my back office and it's about to process again for yearly membership. So I need to send you that name, I guess, or I can call in and just make sure. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I would call the Ruby line because you have the Ruby line, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would call them and see if they can first. And if it's still trying to, like, they will make it right. They're so good at making it right. So that's not, I don't know what's going on.
Is it the cancellation form that you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. I've got that link. I was just curious. We might need to talk after this.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I've got another I'll send here in a minute too. Okay. All right. Nobody? Cindy, I will keep posting and sharing, but how am I going to hit gold and also recruit? Okay. So the biggest thing to hit gold is finding people willing to share and willing to refer. That's really where the gold happens, is where you're starting to build a team. And you really want to start looking for people that are wanting to do this alongside of you. So it's a lot of reach outs of like, oh my gosh, Patricia, I could totally see you doing this with me. I mean, you're going to say it the way that you would. My wording is going to be different, but you are so passionate. You love people so well. Would you ever be open to hearing what I'm now seeing in Plexus that I absolutely love? And just open that conversation, because you are going to have to start reaching out to business people more than you are product people. Because if you keep doing products, then you always get products people, always. So that's where the money's at right now. It sounds but that's really where it's at, of reaching out to people that you want to work with, that you want to be with, and that you want to be in Ohio with, and you want to be in all these fun places that Plexus is about to take you on. Like, who do you want to bring? Who do you want to be beside? And why? So that's where I would do, because yeah, we can recruit people all day long, but a lot of them aren't going to be willing to share or any of that. And so you really have to start really reaching out to, man, if I was Tony, I'd be like, dude, you've got to do this with me. Because guys are straightforward, right? Guys are like, all right, you got to do this with me. I just found this honey hole. It's great. I think it's wonderful. I'm taking my wife with me. We're doing this thing. Come do it with us. Bring your wife too, or whatever. Some people need that sharpshooter stuff. So because I see it as like Joel would want, like, just tell me like it is. Same with Jason. But Julia, did you have anything or no?
I was just going to mention too that, and I know Cindy, you've worked a lot with this too, with trying to get a lot of your people to do like the events and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely try to encourage your people that you have taken the product for our event coming up on Saturday, to try to, like, if they can think of people who, would benefit from the supplements, to see if you can entice them to bring a friend that may bless. And that's how I would really push kind of some of that, especially because I know that your groups haven't been real keen on the like gut health event stuff.
Mm,
Like that hasn't been like their niche of how they, really catch on to how important these products could be. So
mhm.
maybe try to reach out and say, hey, I'm, and Cassie, maybe you could think of an incentive way to incentivize them to
Yeah.
bring a friend or two, but like just telling them that, we're going to be, doing a couple giveaways like you're talking about and doing something like that. If they would just bring a friend or two that they think that the products could help.
Mhm.
Um, and also a way to try to verbalize it in the sense of saying, if you know of anybody that these products could touch their lives like they have yours and mine,
Mm.
instead of saying, let's bring them so that they could buy the stuff,
Right.
you want to try to make it as non-salesy, you want it to be sincere. But that's what I would say. I would try to really push towards getting as many of your product users to bring friends
Mm.
to the event on Saturday
Yep.
and try to really use that.
Yep. I would definitely do that. And that's for all of y'all. Like we all should be trying to plan at least 1 or 2 events by the end of the month. Like hands down, with whatever's coming, you're going to want to have an event ready, or if not beforehand, so that you already have people plugged in, you already have all of that. And if you can't do it beforehand, I mean, she's doing it the 18th, like right before. And if not, plan something for right when you get back, because you're going to want to plug as many people as you can. And so, for instance, like she was saying, you could incentivize, and I've done this. We're like, hey, if you bring a friend, I have a free sample or a free bag or free sample bag for you. Or I have, for every friend that you bring, I have a free sample bag for you, or for a $5 Walmart card or a $5 Amazon card for every friend that you bring. And, when they bring it, be like, great, hand me your email. And then you can just send the e-gift. You don't have to have a physical card. You can just send send it through an email. There's that. You can incentivize, but sometimes you don't have to. I just say, hey, we're going to have great snacks, great food, great conversation. A lot of people want fellowship right now. And so you could just really highlight those things that you feel like that person needs. And that's what's going to bring people in. I feel like a lot of people want more in-person stuff now. So, and that could be where Cindy, where you're having that hiccup, is that people were just kind of virtual lead out. And so I highly recommend every single person on here, if you can get a in-person one before the end of the month, that'll be our challenge. Get an in-person event by the end of the month. That will be huge. And it doesn't even have to be a big event. It can be like having a person or two over. So. Okay, last thing before we go. I know I'm already out on time, but I had an idea. So you just reached out to me. We talked about that at the beginning, and now I'm ready. I'm like, all right, Julia, you said, this helped you. I want to hear more about it. What do I do? So who would like to role play with me for a second to figure out where you would plug me in? What would you do with me? Who would like to do and take on the challenge for that?
I'll do it.
Okay, Julia, go for it.
Okay.
I'm ready. What do I do?
Oh. I was like, what do you mean?
I'm ready. What do I do, Julia? Okay.
Okay.
Your gut stuff sounds great. What do I do?
What are your goals? What are your health goals that you want to achieve?
Okay. I want to be able to have better sleep. I want to be able to not be constipated, and I want to have energy like my children.
Awesome. Okay. Well, you are in luck because the supplements that I recommend for most everybody, specifically because of gut stuff, is our triplex. And I think our triplex is probably the fundamental supplement of the company. And I would highly recommend you start on that. But with the energy side that you were talking about, our company is actually doing a free bag of our active this month whenever you place an order for a welcome pack. And so that is really going to be something that will help you on top of all of the other stuff that you were talking about. So you have your ProBio, your BioCleanse, and your Slim, and then you'll get your active that you can use on top of that. So that will really kickstart your month and really be able to help you to achieve all of those goals. with that kit that we're talking about, the triplex. So, are you ready for me to give you my referral link and I can help you get your products ordered?
Sure. Where do I go?
Okay, so you're going to go to my referral link.
Okay, got it.
It's
Now what?
Okay, so then you're going to go to join. I was like, where do we go to? You're gonna go to join.
Or send the quiz link.
So that's what I normally do.
Okay.
So you're going to take the quiz, answer those 3 questions at the bottom there. You're going to click find my regimen.
Okay, got it.
Once you click find my regimen, it's going to be the triplex is one of the first ones that you will see. And you're going to select that. You're going to hit add to cart.
Done.
And it's going to prompt you to select your slim. You're going to do microbiome or hunger control. If you're having struggles with hunger control, then you will want the hunger control.
Okay,
Okay.
definitely hunger
So you're gonna
control.
hit add to cart. Excellent choice. That's what I take too. It's my favorite.
Great.
So you're going to add that to your cart. So in that cart, you're going to see there that you'll have your welcome pack. You're also going to see that you have your VIPs up there. Your VIP is really important. It's a yearly membership. Sorry, I'm focused. My brain's not working very well either.
Doing great.
You're going to see that. That's going to be a yearly membership. And with that membership, this month is only $10. It's normally $20, but it's only $10 this month, and you're going to get 20 to 25% off of your entire purchase for the whole year. So anytime you purchase, you're going to get 20 to 25% off. So I recommend that for everybody. It's not a necessity, but it is definitely something that's going to save you a lot of money if you're ready to commit to this and do this consistently. So are you ready for that?
Yeah. What do you mean
Okay.
consistently? Like what if it doesn't work for me?
So, well, we're going to adjust it to however it works for your body because everybody's body is different. So everybody's body needs something different really to start. So whenever we get finished ordering here, I'm going to send you a graphic that kind of shows you how we're going to start the products. Anything with gut health, we start very slowly so that it doesn't, make your gut go crazy. It's going to be something that you will notice over a short period of time, you will see some effects taking place. And depending on what you go through, because you will have a period of detox, and that's very normal.
Okay,
What
what's
you're gonna
detox?
notice-
Tell me about detox. So
Okay.
am I going to be having diarrhea, Julia? Like what's going on? I can't do all
So
that.
you shouldn't have diarrhea. If you have diarrhea, then we need to talk and you need to tell me that because
Okay.
then we need to adjust your supplements.
Okay.
But we should be able to make your detoxing tolerable. But what detox is basically all of it you're talking to me about, all of your health goals tell me that there are things in your body that you need to get out. So detoxing is basically those supplements are going to start pulling all that bad toxins and stuff out of your body and replacing them with good bacteria in your gut. So that helps your gut get healthier. And so you will notice that for the first few weeks of taking it. Now, everybody is different. Some people will go through detox for 2 to 3 weeks. Other people may go through detox for a couple months. It just depends on your body. So that's why I'm asking you, are you ready to give this at least 90 days? Because 90 days is when a lot of times people will really start seeing a lot of those good health changes. Are you ready for that?
All right. As long
Okay.
as you tell me what to do.
Yep, I'm going to tell you what to do. All right, so you're
Okay.
going to do your VIP. You're going to hit checkout.
Okay.
So fill out that information.
Done.
Once you get to the end, hit submit. You will automatically get your active shipped to you with your welcome pack. Did you get it done? You got your confirmation?
Yep. Got it. All done.
Perfect.
It even
I'm
did.
gonna-
Woo! Okay. Perfect.
Yay! Like balloons, like Facebook.
Right.
Okay.
Hey.
So I'm going to send you this graphic. And what I'm going to tell you is this graphic is something you should look over. I did not look over it whenever my sponsor sent it to me. And I had a lot of pooping. So you
Good
don't
to
want that
know.
to happen to you.
No, I don't, Julia.
So
I have a trip coming up. I don't want to be in the bathroom like crazy,
Nope,
Julia.
no, you don't. We're not gonna
Okay.
do that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna follow that, and I'm going to touch base with you, and you're going to text me when you get your supplements. When you get your supplements, then we'll go over how this is going to look for you. So we're going to start. The first couple of days is just going to be your slim. That's all I want you to take.
Okay.
But I also want you to take some pictures ahead of time. And then I also want you to commit to me that you're going to be at least drinking 100 ounces of water a day. Because, yeah, I know it's a lot. I know it's a lot. But we're going to work up to it. If
Okay.
100 ounces is too much, we'll
So
start with
yeah, I mean, I
64.
only drink like this much a day. Like you're telling me
Yeah.
to do what?
That ain't that the truth? Yeah. So, so you're going to start 64 ounces. We're going to start there, but we're going
Okay.
to work up to 100.
All right.
Because when you start hitting detox, you're really going to want that extra water to help flush all that stuff out. I
Okay.
always tell people, have you ever had a massage?
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your massage therapist will always tell you after a massage, what are you supposed to drink that day and the next day?
Water.
Water, a lot of water to flush out your
Mm.
toxins. So
Mm.
keep that in mind. That's the same thing you're going to do, especially the first few weeks of starting these supplements, because we're going to be flushing out a lot of toxins. Your water increase is going to help that. So
Okay.
you're going to send me a message whenever you get your product. And then I'm going to be touching base with you every few days in the first few weeks of taking your products, because I want to know what you're feeling. I do not expect for you to have miraculous changes in the first few weeks. This
Okay.
is just a process to where we're going to adjust your supplements if we need to. So, deal?
Deal. Done.
Welcome to the family.
Woohoo! Thank you. Okay, so now what? Now I'm done. I'm checked out. I'm excited. Now what?
So now I send you that graphic,
Uh-huh.
and then I send you a little tidbit about, I'm super excited for you. I
Mhm.
love the fact that you've decided to take your health under control, and I am so excited to watch your testimony unfold. And then I tell them, make sure you message me whenever you get your stuff.
Mhm.
That's what I do.
Okay.
And then I touch base with them when they get their product.
Okay. So the next thing that I would do, because this is when I'm the most excited, is I would share the June graphic and I would, what's the wording on that one? Do you remember it?
Oh yes, I do remember it.
Okay.
Okay, so I didn't do this with you, but when I'm talking to people about the VIP stuff,
Mhm.
and when I'm talking to them about the pricing, right?
Ah,
So
yep.
everybody always asks, how much
How much does it
How much is
cost?
it? How much is
Yep.
it? So I always say, I said my price as a VIP member, as an ambassador, I pay $140 a month.
Mhm.
That's what I pay for that kit specifically. I said, but I do understand that has to go into a budget.
Mhm.
So I always recommend people to make sure you're going to use, so Plexus gives you a referral site, and your referral site is something that's going to come in very handy, because what you're going to do is you're going to use that to check your orders, change your orders, adjust your orders, whatever you want to do. But you also are going to use that to share with people, because the way that Plexus does their business is amazing, and they don't want your finances to come in the place of your health journey. And so what I always do for my friends and family is make sure we don't let your finances get in the way of your health. And so we're going to try to see about finding a few people here and there that these products can bless, as well as change their health, just like it has mine. And as you will see, it will yours. And we're going to encourage them and share this with them. It may not be something that they want, but it may be. And then when they're ready to go, we'll use your referral site to purchase instead of mine, just like we did right now. And then you will get a referral bonus for that. And then and then that's when I will send that graphic. If you get 3 referrals in a month's time, you can earn well over what you're paying for your product. And so I do normally mention that, actually. I just forgot to.
Perfect. No, you're okay. Well, and
didn't
this, I
ask
want,
me
I
how
want
much it
people to
was.
see, no, well, I normally do, sorry.
Yeah.
But I want
That's
people to
okay.
see kind of how the role is of, like, when people sign up, you want to send, because right now we've done them pretty monthly. We send the May, June, July graphics, because then it's like, if you, if finances ever get in the way of your health journey, I want to make sure that I'm right there with you because I want your health priority. And so would you be open to me helping you with that? Kind of starting that conversation at the end. But then here I'm joined, I'm a brand new faith member now, but where do I go?
Oh, you're asking me.
Uh-huh.
So I would tag you into like the Powered by Faith page.
Yep.
I'd stick you into that. And then I could always do a 3-way call with you too. Or not a call, but like a message.
Mhm.
Either to introduce you, which I probably should do more, honestly, because I know you send out emails to people and so they would at least know you. So that's
Right.
a good idea.
Yeah.
But
Yep. So that's it for a brand new person. You saw the kind of the role play. Go back if you want to re-listen to this at the end. But that's really how the flow is for the most part. You're going to get objections like, oh, well, let me get back to my husband, or oh, FYI, you're going to get things here and there. But just know that that's pretty much the protocol. You're going to send the May June graphic. You're going to, we're in June, send the June graphic referral and then touch base, plug them into our Powered by Faith page. Now, if they want to start sharing, that's when I put them, you can do a 3-way. I mean, do a 3-way anyway with your sponsor because they need to know somebody else than you. Because I will tell you, it's like when you walk into a gym or you find a walking partner and your walking partner doesn't come walking with you anymore. Are you likely going to go walking? No. But if your walking, partner and her friend comes and her friend keeps showing up, then you still feel accountable to somebody and you have somebody else there with you. So I always try to do 3 ways as much as you can. Plug them in there. And again, if they start sharing and they want to start going and start doing the more of the business side, then the silver thread, because that's where they're going to see a bigger vision. Because right now I just want the triplex. I want my tummy to feel better, things like that. But if I saw a bigger vision of what this looked like, I'm more likely to stay longer. I'm more likely to be involved. I would love to know, hopefully Tony, you can talk, but like Cindy and Tony, like you guys are newer. What enticed you to start wanting to share and start, doing a lot of this?
The income opportunity was big for me.
See? So you saw the vision of what the income could be, and that was because it was shared to you of what the income could be, correct?
Correct.
See? And I think a lot of the times, you haven't been here too long, but a lot of the times, a lot of us would never share the income because we don't want to feel salesy to you. And so it just shows so many people are truly looking for income or truly looking for a bigger vision of that we need to not ever not share that graphic every single time somebody signs up. Cindy said, listening to you and Julia and Jeresa's, and I saw your heart, which made me want to share. Aw, see? But again, she wouldn't know me if she wasn't plugged in. If Cindy just ordered and was like, all right, thanks, I got my triplex coming my way, she would have never seen the bigger vision and the bigger picture. And she wouldn't be on team calls and come into Ohio with us now. So really plug people in because you just never know. So, okay, I hope that helped. Do y'all have any questions? I was way over now, but I just had that prompt. We had to do it. So I hope that helped. Okay. Thank y'all for coming. And I will see you in our threads and we're going to rock out this week. Let's get our goals going.